What's up, YouTube? It's Cat Sports again. Now, this is a sports channel, so let's talk some sports. Now, as usual, before I get started, let me give a shout out to the JBT community. Just Boxing Talk. We're just a group of people that love to talk boxing. And we're always looking for others to join us. You don't have to have a channel, a podcast, or anything like that. The only requirement is you just have to love to talk boxing. Mike Basic, good afternoon and salute. How was everybody today? Hope everyone's day is rolling along smoothly. I'm back for another afternoon of Boxing Talk. Now, we're a couple days into Regis Prograis, Devin Haney fight week. And if you're not at least a little pumped up by now, then you can't be a hardcore boxing fan. Just can't be. Me, I can't wait till Saturday. I'm ready to go. I'm going to drop the link shortly. And Regis versus Devin is definitely going to be one of the subjects we cook on today. No doubt. And you know, I'm starting to look forward to 2 o'clock every day now. So I can get on my channel and talk boxing with my supporters. I don't have too many supporters just yet. But the ones I have are straight up serious, knowledgeable, hardcore boxing fans. And I appreciate everyone on 1,000%. Okay. Now, yesterday I was talking about boxing terminology and what the words mean. And I didn't finish it up. It was a long list, so I did half yesterday, and I was going to finish up today. Now, they were in alphabetical order, and I think I made it up to M. So let's finish up the list today, okay? Good to see you, Mike Mason. Welcome aboard. Okay. One moment, please. I guess the rest of my little bit of regular supporters will drift on in here in a moment. Okay. Now, main event. Okay. Main event is the most recognizable or main fight on a card. Okay. Usually the last fight of the evening. Now, mauler. Most often, this is used to describe a fighter who likes to fight broadly on the inside and use roughhouse tactics to nullify their opponent's effectiveness. Use roughhouse tactics to nullify their opponent's effectiveness. That's a mauler. That was similar to Said was Subriel Matias, Sean Porter, Rowley. Not exactly maulers, but you know, aggressive. Yeah, I forgot the other word we had used to describe them. But let's move on. It's back there somewhere. Okay. Majority decision. Okay. A majority decision is when 2 of the 3 judges score for one fighter, while a third judge scores it a draw. Okay. That's a majority decision. Okay. Majority draw. Majority draw is when 2 of the 3 judges score the fight as a draw, while the third judge scores for one of the fighters. Okay. Because you got to get a majority. If 2 judges score a draw and one fighter only gets one of the judges, then the majority was in favor of the draw, right? Because the majority of 3 is 2, so you got to get at least 2 of the 3 judges to win the fight. Okay. So majority of the draw is 2 of the 3 judges score the fight a draw. Okay. Mount guard. Okay. A piece of protective equipment that is constructed of a dense rubber material, molded to a fighter's mouth to protect his teeth, gums, and jaw from injury. Okay. Neutral corner. Each of the 2 fighters are assigned a red or blue corner. 2 white corners of the ring are remaining and are considered neutral territory. Neither fighter's cornermen are stationed there, so it's where a fighter is sent if he knocked his or her opponent down. They remain there while a count is administered by the referee. Okay, that's the neutral corner. What is a no decision? When it has been predetermined by both fighters that a particular fight will not go on their records for a variety of reasons, or when a fight is prematurely ended due to an unintentional headbutt or cut, it can be ruled as a no contest or no decision. On the ropes. Whether purposely as a defensive technique or he is forced to fight from this position by a more aggressive opponent. A fighter who lays against the ring ropes is considered on the ropes. Orthodox. A right-handed fighter, or one who leads with a left jab and uses his back or right hand as his cross. That's orthodox. Outpoint. This is when one boxer outscores his opponent by landing more blows each round. Okay? Outside fighter. Boxers who prefer to fight from the outside, typically behind a long jab from long range, are considered outside fighters. Overhand. A punch that is delivered in an arching motion, traveling downward on the opponent. That's the overhand. Palooka. That's a new one on me. This is an old boxing term used to describe a fighter who is uneducated, who is lacking in ability, and or who is generally clumsy. Palooka. That's the new one. Parry. This is when you not only block an incoming punch, but actually redirect it away from your body or the intended target. That's called parry. Not just when you block it and at the same time redirecting it. Parry. Paw. When you don't fully commit to a punch and throw it without any real intent to land, but more like you are testing the waters. This is referred to as pawing. Peekaboo. This style of fighting was attributed to legendary trainer Cus Tiamato and involved placing your hands high in front of your face, providing a lot of angles to confuse your opponent, and moving your upper torso rapidly from side to side. Mike Tyson was famous for employing this type of style, the peekaboo. Picking off punches. A term used when punches are blocked or redirected before they land. Okay. Play possum. This is when a fighter acts like he is hurt or tired in an attempt to lure his opponent in and carelessly leave himself open while attempting to take advantage of the vulnerable fighter. What you say, honey? 4 o'clock? Okay. Oh, you just changed it to 4. Okay. Cool. Okay. Plodder. A heavy-footed, slow fighter who consistently moves forward is considered a plodder. Is it 2 o'clock? Where is everybody today? But it's all good. I can get some practice and talk to myself. Just smash the like, smash the like, smash the like. Okay. Point deduction. A point is taken away from a fighter when a blatant foul or rule infraction occurs. Okay. It can also happen after several warnings have been issued, such as in a case of unintentional but repeated low blows. Okay. So you can get a point deduction for unintentional fouls if the referee repeatedly warns you about them. Okay. Pound for pound. This is interesting. What's up, Al Booger? How you doing, bro? I don't know if you was in here yesterday, but I started going over different boxing terminology. Just finishing it up today. But good to see you. How you doing this afternoon, Al Booger? Hope your day is moving along smoothly, bro. Okay. Now. Don't forget to smash the like, everybody. It helps. Okay. Pound for pound. Now, this term is used to describe a fighter's skill level, regardless of weight category. It originated with and is commonly used to describe Sugar Ray Robinson, whose skill and overall ring generalship would translate into and transcend any weight division. That's pound for pound. Describes a fighter's skill level regardless of weight category. That's pound for pound in a nutshell, okay? If it was possible, everybody was in one weight class, and then just the best fighters by skill. That's pound for pound, and on down the line. Okay. Terrence Crawford is my number 1 pound for pound fighter. Prize fighter. This is a traditional term used to describe any combatant who competes against another for prize money. Okay. Promoter. I went over promoters the other day. Okay, a promoter. Used in many forms of entertainment, but in relation to boxing, the term refers to an individual or entity that arranges boxing matches. This typically includes paying everyone involved, obtaining the necessary licensing, advertising the event. But they don't do that. Not many promoters advertise anymore. Eddie Hearns is about the only one. Advertising the event, ticket sales, securing a venue to stage the matches, assuming all financial risks, and nearly every facet of organizing the contest. That's the promoter. Pugilist, an outdated word that originated from the Latin word pugil, which means a fist fighter or boxer. Okay? Pull, a defensive move where a fighter leans away from or pulls back from to avoid being hit. All right, the old pull counter. Pull counter. This is a type of defensive counterpunch combination used against a fighter who takes the lead and throws a jab first. It requires a fighter to anticipate when his opponent is going to throw the punch, to pull away just far enough for him to miss, but stay close enough in range to land a counter cross to return. Okay? Pull away just far enough for your opponent to miss, and then land a counter cross in return. Pull your punches. Just passing through, my guy. Jab that like button real quick. Appreciate you, Al, brother. Good to see you. Okay. Pull your punches. When a punch is not delivered at full force, but held back, fighters sparring each other may pull their punches to keep the intensity light. Some fighters may do it in a competitive match to trick their opponent into a feeling of safety before they surprise him by throwing with full power. Okay. Puncher's chance. A term used to describe the type of fighter who, although may be outclassed, still possesses the kind of knockout power to end the fight with one punch. He could clearly not outbox his opponent, but would always have a chance to win based on his power. Puncher's chance. Punch mitts. A pair of foam pads that a boxing trainer wears on his hands to provide moving targets for his boxer. These pads are used to mimic an opponent's movement, to practice specific punches and combinations, and develop specific boxing skills. Okay? Purse. The amount of money a boxer earns or is being paid to fight. Rabbit punch. This is any punch that is delivered to the back of another fighter's head. It is an illegal blow due to being highly dangerous. It is called that because of its similarity to the way that hunters used to kill rabbits. All right. Ring generalship. This is the manner in which a fighter controls the action in the ring and understands his position. It is the way he is able to impose his will on his opponent and strategically outmaneuver him. Ring generalship. Ring round card girls. Okay. Combat sports regularly feature women who carry a numbered sign or card in the ring during the rest period. This informs or reminds the audience which round is coming up next. Okay. Ringside. A position in the front row or right next to the boxing ring is considered ringside. Okay. Road work. This term applies to running, jogging, or sprinting that fighters do in cardiovascular preparation for a boxing match. Roll with the punches. The ability to move with a punch to reduce its impact or turn in that same direction that it doesn't land cleanly. Rope-a-dope. The old rope-a-dope. When you maintain a defensive posture on the ropes in an attempt to outlast or tire your opponent. It is most recognized and was actually given that name by Muhammad Ali when he employed the technique to defeat George Foreman. Yep, Muhammad Ali. He gave the rope-a-dope that name and used it to perfection against George Foreman in 1974. I think it was a rumble in the jungle. Roughhousing. When an opponent uses questionable offensive tactics, it's highly physical and aggressive. It is considered to be roughhouse tactics. Okay. The rubber match. When two fighters have fought twice, each having won one of the previous matches, this one deciding who will win best of three. It is called a rubber match. Hopefully we get that rubber match or trilogy. Hopefully we get the one between Katie Taylor and Chantel Cameron. Sanctioning body. An organization that regulates and improves fights. Sanctioning bodies dictate the rules and guidelines that any bout is fought under. Saved by the bell. If a fighter is knocked down and seemingly cannot get up by the time the round ends, he is considered to have been saved by the bell. Some fights have rules where you can't be saved by the bell. Okay? The bell rings, the referee will continue to count you out. Some fights, you can be saved by the bell rings, round over, count ends. Second, one of a fighter's cornermen. Seconds out. A verbal command issued by the referee that the 1 minute rest between rounds has ended, signaling that the fighters, trainers, coaches, and cut men must leave the corner and return ringside for the start of the next round. Shadow boxing, a type of training or warm-up exercise used to describe when a fighter observes his shadow or his reflection in the mirror against an imaginary opponent in order to review his technique. Shifting, an offensive technique where you change your lead foot, shifting your weight to gain more power. You are basically changing from orthodox to southpaw as you deliver a punch. Okay. Shoe shine, a series of flashy punches in quick succession that look impressive but do little damage. Shot worn, this refers to a fighter who has taken too much punishment or suffered too much wear and tear on his body over the course of his career. This is a long one here, Jesus. Shoulder roll, okay. This is what Ryan Garcia's maneuver from the other day, the old shoulder roll. This is a defensive move where a fighter leaves his front arm low and drapes it across his midsection so that when his opponent throws a punch, he can use his shoulder to block or roll with it. This is so the defensive fighter is able to counter back with either hand because neither was used for blocking. For a right-handed fighter, it also automatically shifts his weight to his back foot and sets him up for a hard counter right cross. Although Floyd Mayweather has become known for this, many great fighters like Jersey Joe Walcott were masters of this defensive technique. Slip, when you move your head to avoid getting hit. Okay. Southpaw, slang for a left-handed fighter or someone who is left-hand dominant. Bar, this is used for training and preparation in the gym. It should be much less intense than an actual fight, incorporating greater padded gloves and headgear. Sparring partner. This is a term used to describe another boxer that a fighter trains with and practices against in order to prepare for a real bout. Spit bucket. The bucket or container or corner uses to carry their supplies, but is primarily used between rounds for the fighter to spit excess water into so that he doesn't swallow too much during the course of a bout. Okay. A split decision. When 2 of the 3 judges score the bout for one fighter and 1 judge scores it for the other. Split decision. Split draw. When 1 judge scores the bout for one fighter, the next judge scores it for the other, and the 3rd judge scores it a draw. That's the only decision where all 3 judges rule differently. Split draw. Stablemate. When 2 fighters train in the same gym and fight for the same manager or promoter, they are oftentimes called stablemates. Stepping stone. A negative term that describes any fighter being used to improve another boxer's position or standing in boxing. This typically refers to an athlete who has name recognition or has had some level of success, but is no longer a threat to win. Stepping stone. Stick and move. This is an offensive style of fighting that incorporates a great deal of movement, punching, and moving constantly. Stylist. A fighter who uses skill and technique more than power is considered a stylist. Remo. What's up, Remo? Finishing up those boxing turns, bro. How you doing today? Good to see you again. Remo in the building. Few more turns to go. Yes, it's fight week, man. I'm gonna get on that in a minute. Sucker punch. A punch thrown at an unsuspecting victim or after the bell has sounded. Technical decision. When a fight is stopped early due to a cut, disqualification, or any situation when the belt is stopped and the scorecards are tallied. Technical decision. Technical draw. When a belt is stopped early and the scores are even. Technical knockout or TKO. A technical knockout or TKO is the ending of a fight determined by the referee before it has gone the predetermined distance on the grounds of one contestant's inability to continue, the opponent being declared the winner. Go in the towel. Uncle Che, what's up? How are you today? Welcome. Good to see you. Okay. People start to come in here now. Uncle Che in the building. All right. Go in the towel. Just going over some boxing terminology, Uncle Chow. That's all. Go in the towel. When a fighter's corner tosses a towel into the ring in order to stop the fight, it is usually due to their fighter taking too much punishment and is symbolic of surrendering. Toe to toe. Toe to toe. When 2 fighters don't back down and directly in front of each other and exchange punches. When 2 fighters don't back down, stand directly in front of each other and throw punches. Trial horse. This refers to a fighter who is used as a test for an up-and-coming fighter to gauge his ability or readiness to step up in class. A trial horse is usually a tough, durable fighter who will fight back but poses no real threat to win. Or gatekeeper, I guess. Yeah. Tying up. A type of defensive technique used when a fighter clenches or locks his opponent's arms against his body so that they cannot throw punches in return. Unanimous decision. When all 3 judges agree and score the bout for one fighter. Undercard. These are the fights that lead up to the main event. Underdog. This is a label given to a competitor or athlete who is believed to have little or no chance of winning a fight. uppercut. A punch thrown in an upward fashion, up the middle of a fighter's guard, intended to make impact on the point of his chin. It is delivered from a crouched position with your hands up, and as you twist your upper torso, you extend your hand out and up slightly to make contact. This can be thrown with either hand. And front uppercut, rear uppercut. Uncle Charles say, all good. I just passed through to show some love, but I gotta go. Train my dogs now. Appreciate you coming through, Uncle Charles. Uncle Che, good to see you. Always a pleasure. Appreciate you 1000%, my brother. Upstart. A beginning fighter who shows potential. Walkout bout. Oftentimes, these are fights scheduled as filler, and when the main bout's in early, they are tacked on at the end of the card to make the fight card last longer. You don't see that too much. Weight class. Boxers are categorized and compete in specific weight class divisions. These are weight classifications, or class for short. Okay. White collar box. When business professionals or men and women who have white collar professions trained and box on an amateur level, most have had little or no previous boxing experience. Okay. That's it. Fight Week, Regis Prograis and Devin Haney, y'all. I'm going to drop that link in. If everybody want to come cook, come cook. I'm going to drop the link, and then I'm going to take a look at what's going on. My friend Jay Hardcore touched on the headlines this morning. I'm going to dig a little bit deep into the news. Okay. Let me drop that link in. Excuse me for one moment, please, gentlemen. Don't have too many people in here today, but that's okay. Don't need too many people. You know? Today's the 5th, right? Yeah. Oh. Bear with me for 1 second, gentlemen. Oh, I think what we got, week 13 coming up in the old NFL. Getting close to January and those playoffs. I hope my Ravens can get in there and win some games this year. Don't do their usual choke job. Okay. Okay. First, let's take a look at let's see that I put some fights up on the schedule for January. I went deeper into it a little. So let's take a look at that real quick. January the 6th, we got the return of Virgil Ortiz against Frederick Lawson. Virgil moving up to junior middleweight for this fight, which is a good move. Yeah. He was having problems to keep trying to squeeze himself down to welterweight. Good move for Virgil. That's in Las Vegas on January 6th. Then on the card also, Marlon Esparza against Gabriela Fundora. And that's undisputed. Flyweight for the women, 112. Esparza's WBC and WBO straps. Fundora has the Esparza has the WBA, WBC, and the WBO. Fundora has the IBF. And she's 5'9" and she makes 112. Wow. That's crazy. It seems like the women is always fighting for undisputed or unifying some division or something. Okay. Then on January 13th, we got Arthur Beterbiev versus Callum Smith. That fight was supposed to be in August, but I think Better B had hurt his hand. And that's for Better B's IBF, WBC, and WBO. Of course, Bivol has the WBA in that division. I thought Christian Billy was on the card, but they don't have him listed. But I thought he was on that card. January 20th, you got Natasha Jonas, Michaela Mayer, IBF title, welterweight. Jonas has that strap. Michaela Mayer lost to Alicia Baumgartner last year, so she's going for a title in another division. That's January 20th from Liverpool, England. January 27th, Jamie Munguia versus John Ryder. Good. I didn't want to see him against Canelo. I'm glad they figured somebody else out for him. Him and John Ryder, pretty good matchup. Super middleweight, non-title fight. February 3rd, Joshua Buatsi, Dan Aziz, light heavyweight, 12 rounds. Wembley Arena, London, England. Then we got the biggie, February 17th from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. Heavyweight, undisputed Tyson Fury puts up the WBC strap against Alexander Usyk, putting up the IBF, WBA, and WBO straps. All right. And that's the schedule that I've seen through February. Keep you updated as they add more and more fights to it as we get into the new year. Okay? There's a link if anybody got anything they want on their mind, they want to add, or any type of thing. Okay, now let's see what's going on. Deontay Wilder says Eddie Hearn is not confident in Anthony Joshua. That's why he's not wanting Anthony Joshua to fight him. Wow. Shots fired. Wilder says Eddie Hearn don't have confidence that Anthony Joshua can beat him. Let me dig into that one a little bit. Let's take a look at that. That's interesting. Deontay Wilder claims promoter Eddie Hearn is avoiding putting the fight together between him and former heavyweight champion Anthony Joshua because he lacks confidence in Joshua. I believe that. Now, AJ is the last moneymaker in Hearn's stable. And he doesn't want to risk losing the only guy he has left that fans are interested in seeing. Wilder could have a point there. You know, with Canelo gone, Hearn just has Joshua left to hold the fort. Looks like the gravy train is about over for Hearns. With the 34-year-old Joshua just a mental shell of the fighter he was. He never was shit. I mean, once was. And so he could be doomed in his fight against Otto Wallin on the big card in Saudi Arabia, December 23rd. Okay. If Wallin defeats Hearn's number one money man, Joshua, nobody would be left. Just if Devin Haney is exposed this weekend by WBC champion, welterweight champion Regis Prograis. Does Hearn have a replacement for Joshua? Who would be left in Hearn's matchroom stable to be his flagship guy, to bring in the hard cash like AJ has been routinely doing? Who would be that guy to replace AJ? This is what he has over there. Okay. He has Sonny Edwards, Edward Berlanga, Diego Pacheco, Regis Prograis, Subriel Matias, Demetri Bivol, Joe Cordina, Leigh Wood, Lamont Roach, Raymond Ford. No. I see why he's scared to have Joshua lose. Because Bivol, he's not that marketable. Regis, nah. Berlanga, no, I don't see anybody. Raymond Ford, maybe later. His time isn't here yet. Maybe Raymond Ford. As you can see, the cupboard is bare for Hearn's Matchroom stable regarding a big money replacement for Joshua. None of those guys will bring in the boatloads of sweet cash AJ routinely brought in. Walter says he doesn't want that fight because he's not confident in his product. Joshua is the only money-making fighter Matchroom has. They don't want to see their business fall to the likes of me. Someone that can end someone's career. That's Walter. Charles Brunn hates to say it, but Walter is 100% right about Hearn. The years haven't been kind to Joshua, as he's aged something fierce, and he's not what he used to be when he was beating up fringe contenders like 40-year-old Alexander Povetkin, Joseph Parker, Eric Molina, Carlos Takam, Dominic Brazil, and 40-year-old Kubrat Pulev. Yeah, Joshua never was anything, if you ask me. Oh. AJ's popularity has diminished greatly. That's the understatement. It's fair to say that the popularity that Joshua and Walter once enjoyed has poorly diminished due to a combination of defeats, weak matchmaking, and inactivity. Most importantly, these two haven't given the fans the fights they wanted to see. Instead of fighting the best, Deontay and Joshua have been feasting against lower-level opposition, giving fans horrible fights that are not remotely entertaining. Very true. That are not remotely entertaining. For example, Joshua's last two fights have come against 39-year-old Robert Helenius and Jermaine Franklin, both fringe-level contenders indeed. Franklin was coming off a loss to the played-out journeyman Dylan White. And I like Walter, but hey, made some good points. Walter's last fight was a year ago against Helenius, and that's his only win since 2019. Given his lack of inactivity and wins, is it any surprise that the boxing public has forgotten about Walter? No, it's no surprise. I like Walter, but those are all facts. All facts. Hearn can't afford to lose his golden goose. He's a businessman, and he's not going to put his business on the line for something that he's not sure of, Walter said about Hearn. He knows that if I get in the ring with Joshua, I will knock him out, and he can't afford to have the golden boy lose. Walter going hard on him. What could ultimately force Hearn to make the Joshua versus Walter fight is the Saudis. If they insist on the fight happening, Hearn will give in and finally let AJ face his destiny. Yeah. Yeah, the Saudis could force it with the money they got. No question. No question. Because Eddie can't possibly avoid it if the Saudis want that fight. They'll make it worthwhile for Joshua and Hearn to make the fight with Wilder. And even if AJ gets blown out of the water by Deontay's 50 caliber right-hand guns. Excuse me. There's always a possibility that Joshua could get lucky and land one of his big shots before Wilder has unleashed his heavy artillery. But considering how timid AJ has looked in recent fights, that's unlikely to happen. Okay? Very unlikely. Okay. Interesting. Let's see what else is going on. That was very interesting. Come on. Let's see what else is going on. I don't know where everybody is today. I've been abandoned, but it's okay. It is A-okay. Yeah. Okay. Now Devin is looking to become a 2-division champion on Saturday. Let's see what they're talking about. We know that, but let me dig into this a little bit. Devin Haney looking to become a 2-division champion on Saturday at 140, okay? Eddie Hearn predicts fans will see a bigger and stronger version of former undisputed lightweight champion Devin Haney. Excuse me. As he attempts to become a 2-division world champion this Saturday night on December 9th against WBC light welterweight champion Regis Prograis. Okay. And we are in fight week, ladies and gentlemen. Hearn is over the moon about the ticket sales for the Chase Center in San Francisco and believes the venue could be sold out by Saturday, which will be shown on the Zone for $74.99 for non-subscribers and $59.99 for subscribers. Okay. So if you don't have the Zone, you can still see it, but it's going to be more. But I just signed up for the Zone Saturday for the Ryan Garcia fight, so I paid $59. Good. All everybody got to do is subscribe before Saturday. You paid it $59, then after the fight, just drop it. But I guess you got to pay that month's worth. So it'd be cheaper to pay the $74.99 because it's like $20-something a month than the $59. Yeah, see where they're going. But the Zone has some pretty good fights on there. They just got a lot of shit with them too. Okay, the way that Hearn appears to be actively rooting for Haney, it seems evident that he's hoping he comes out victorious over his own fighter, Prograis. And that's something. Eddie Hearn ain't shit. Rooting against his own man. Now, what if Haney loses? Okay. It's interesting the way that Hearn abandoned Regis after one poor performance against Danielito Zorrilla last summer. Remember that? Hearn then abandoned the man. Now, will Hearn jump overboard from the Haney shit if Regis beats him? Probably will. The 25-year-old Haney will be given the bombs rush by Hearn in the same way the 34-year-old Prograis is getting it now. Eddie is what have you done for me lately, right? The swooning over Regis will begin again by Eddie, and be hilarious to watch him give Devin the cold shoulder. Yeah, let Regis beat him. Eddie gonna do an about face. Now, Devin is coming off back-to-back victories over Vasil Lomachenko and George Kambosos at lightweight to become undisputed. Now he wants to capture a belt at light welterweight before moving up to 147 to try and become a 3-division world champion. Nah, he can forget that. He can forget that. Only way is if Barrios get a belt up there. He might be able to beat Barrios, but he's not going to go the IBF route. No way. Some believe that the welterweight size Haney is making a mistake by not acclimating himself at 140 before taking on a hard-hitting Prograis, as this is a different kettle of fish to the weaker punches he's been feasting on at 135. Very interesting. Is Regis Prograis a step too far for Haney? Prograis hits harder and more of a straight-up killer than the finesse-level fighters that Haney has been facing during his 8-year professional career. Bigger and stronger at 140, Devin Haney attempts to become a 2-division champion. There's a lot of interest from Bay Area fans in Northern California to watch San Francisco native Devin Haney make his long-awaited homecoming at the Chase Center. So it's possible that the venue could sell out by Saturday. Now Haney will be under a lot of pressure not to ruin his homecoming by fighting in his usual dull punch and grab style that he's become known for. Yeah, especially after he talked that trash to Shakur about it. You know what I mean? If Haney wants to impress the Bay Area fans, he needs to at least try and make it entertaining by standing in front to Prograis and punching with him. If Haney gets knocked out, he'll make it fun for his fans in San Francisco, who are wealthy like him. Haney's problem with Lomachenko last June suggests that he's heading for trouble on Saturday night against Regis, and is heading for deep waters that he's not seaworthy. Now, Devin is taking a gamble, believing that he can move up to 140 and have the same success in this weight class as he did at 135. Yeah, taking a real gamble. I think he should have took a tune-up before Regis, just to see. You know, it's a different weight. See how you feel at the weight, you know? I mean, it's like on the job training, just jumping up to a new weight class and fight. Well, Monster did it, you know, when he jumped up there and fought Cool Boy and dominated him. But Devin is not the puncher Monster is, none of that. So he's not going to jump up there and do Regis like that. You know, it's going to be very interesting. Very interesting. Now, Devin has picked the second weakest of the 4 champions in 34-year-old Prograis to give himself his best chance of accomplishing his goal. Yeah, the weakest is Broly, of course. If Haney wins, he's already planning on giving up the WBC 140-pound title in a catch-and-release manner and moving up to 147 to try to become a 3-division world champion. Now, who the hell is he going to fight at 147? This has less to do with Haney's ambition and more about his huge size, as he's even too big for the 140-pound division. Win or lose against Regis, Devin is done. Remo says, lots of questions to be answered Saturday. But win or lose, Devin is done. Nothing for him at 140. There's nothing for him at 147. He's between a rock and a hard place. And I would put money on it that he loses his next fight if he continues to fight A-level competition. Now, if he just drops down and faces somebody like Barrios or somebody like that, he could win. But he want to go to 147 and get a belt, fight Boots or Bud or somebody? Nah, it ain't happening. It ain't happening. He's losing. Okay? Making weight at 135 was killing Devin. But he's not going to be much better off draining down to 140. Because that will be also be a formidable task for him. Haney will be moving up to 147 out of necessity. Not because he's trying to shape his legacy. Moving up there because he has to. What's up, GP? What's going on? Gregory Pratt in the building. Just talking a little afternoon boxing. That's all. Talking about Devin Haney and the dilemma he's in. He's between a rock and a hard place. You know he ain't going back to 135 because he already dropped them titles. Now he's saying he can't make 140. So going to 147 is not because he's trying to work on his legacy. It's because he has to. He can't make 140 anymore either. So who is he going to go up there and beat for a championship? Crawford has 3 belts. Boots has 1 of them. Which one of them is Devin Haney going to beat? Neither. And I'll say so much, like I just said, I will put money that Devin Haney loses his next fight. It don't make no difference what he does against Regis. Unless he just goes back down and fights somebody C-level at 147. He probably could beat a Cody Crowley or somebody. I don't even think he could beat Stanionis. Conor Ben, he might be able to beat Barrios. Might. Okay. Might. But how is everybody in the chat doing? Good to see everybody. Y'all coming in kind of late today. Better late than never, though. Let's see what else is happening out there. Excuse me for a minute. You okay, honey?
Yeah.
Okay. You gotta be there till 4, right? Okay, cool. What's going on with you? Yes, yeah, what's going on with you? Okay. Yeah, I'll be down there in a little while. Once I get off of here. Take me a shower. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Let's see what else going on. You know, the big fight. Who you got? Regis Prograis or Devin Haney, honey?
Who?
Haney, the one, remember he fought Lomachenko? Beat Lomachenko just now. I don't think you see too much of Regis. Which one you got? Haney, okay. My wife got Haney, y'all. My wife got Devin. So I'm gonna have to take Regis so we can bet. Okay. Abel Sanchez says Regis will have to maul, anger, and disrupt Devin. Maul, anger, and disrupt the boring Haney. Let's see what Abel Sanchez is talking about. I agree with him though. That's what me and Remo was talking about yesterday. Gregory Pratt just came into the building. Okay, Abel Sanchez is a trainer. He says lightweight WBC light welterweight champion Regis Prograis, in order to defeat Devin Haney, he has to maul and piss him off to prevent him from turning their clash into a sleep-inducing bore fest. Wow, a sleep-inducing bore fest. And after the way Devin jumped on that social media and talked about secure, he better not get in there and run around and can't do it. Well, he will do it anyway, but he stuck his foot in the mouth, running his mouth. He gonna stand up in there and go toe-to-toe with Regis. You're right. Sanchez feels that Prograde's best chance of winning is to disrupt Haney's rhythm in any way possible by roughing him up and talking to him on the inside. That's what we said yesterday, Remo. You have to get in there and dirty it up. Get a few fouls, get a few warnings from the referee, right? Make Devin mad, throw him off his game. Prograde talks and wanting to make it a war. But this is a different kind of war that Sanchez is talking about. He must disrupt Haney's game. Yeah. It's more mental. And Sanchez thinks it can work on Devin, who has never fought anybody who has used that approach against him. He sure hasn't. Nope. Sanchez warns that if Regis doesn't make it a physical fight, Haney will make it boring like he always does. Holding, moving, staying outside, and using his jab. That's exactly what he's going to do. Remo says, Regis got this funny-looking left hand. Looks like a clubbing hook. It's not a traditional punch. I want to see if Devin can adjust to an awkward slugger. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's Tuesday. We only got a couple more days. Sanchez sees Haney as one of the many who can't sell his product because of his boring fighting style. Sanchez puts Shakur Stevenson and Dimitri Bivol in the same boat as being unable to sell because of their style. No, I wouldn't put Bivol in there with Haney and Shakur, no. I'd have seen Bivol standing there. I've seen Bivol and he must not have seen Bivol and the guy, the Canadian guy, the one that had his face all bloody that time with Tony Weeks referee and didn't stop the fight. What's his name? I can't think of his name, but I've seen Bivol in a slugfest before. So no, I wouldn't put him in that category with Devin and Shakur. No way. I disagree with that. Strongly disagree, Sanchez. But he does make some good points. Regis is a good fighter, and he'll give Devin some trouble. But Devin is more talented. It won't be an exciting fight to watch. Sanchez is predicting Devin will win. He was saying how Regis could win, but he don't think he's going to be able to make that happen. He's got Devin 116, 112. Devin is not going to take any chances. It will be a boring fight. He don't have too much confidence in Regis. I think Regis can dirty it up. It's going to be very interesting. Let's see what else is happening today that we can chat on. Tim Bradley finally says something I agree with him on. He says Ryan Garcia gets destroyed by the top 140 pounder. Wow. I better check and see if it's snowing outside. Me and Tim Bradley agree on something. Old Waterhead says Tim Bradley says Ryan Garcia will be destroyed by the top 140 pounders. Gabriel Matias, Regis Prograde, Devin Haney. based on his back-turning performance last Saturday night against Oscar Duarte at the Toyota Center in Houston, Texas. I said that before that performance. Waterhead feels that Tim Bradley feels that Ryan's back-turning wasn't him using the shoulder roll, as some believe. He saw it as a further sign that Ryan fights like scaredy cat and turns his back to his opponents when he's pressed hard. Yeah, he turned all the way almost completely around to his back to Tank. Remember? He threw that left hook and missed, and then he turned his back completely to Tank because he was wide open. Bradley kind of is scaring me because I'm agreeing with him. Waterhead Bradley states that he'd seen Ryan use this same approach in some of his other fights, turning his back on his opponent to keep from getting hit in the face while in the trenches. Wow. Shouldn't the referee say something to him or something? Basically, when Ryan was turning his back to his opponents, as he did against fringe contender Duarte, he was limiting the target area where he could be hit. That's what I just said. Interestingly, the referee, James Green, warned Duarte for hitting Ryan in the back, rather than telling him to stop turning around. Yeah, I was wondering about that. He kept warning Duarte to stop hitting him in the back, but if you'd have started your punch and the man turning your back, where are you supposed to hit him at? You could injure yourself by trying to stop the punch. Remo says Oscar has a deadly left. Nobody at 135 got, and everyone at 140 got it. He got decisions to make. Yeah, Oscar has a deadly left. Nobody at 135 got, and everyone at 140 got. He got decisions to make. Yeah, Ryan is done. Him and Devin. Devin is done after this fight, and Ryan is done now. Both of them. Nowhere to go for neither one of them. Anybody saying Ryan Garcia is going to become a champion at 140, they just like Ryan Garcia. Oh, Rolly, I forgot. He might become a champion at 140 if he gets Rolly next. Might. Rolly might catch him with something. But Rolly got power. Okay. Rolly, oh, you meant Ryan, okay. Rolly might catch him with something. So, it ain't no guarantee. I'm picking Ryan to beat Rolly, but Rolly's got power. He could potentially catch Ryan with something. His only loss has been Tank, Rolly, both of them, really. But Rolly had a loss to Jackson Martinez, but they cheated and gave it to Rolly. So Rolly been gifted. Rolly should really have 3 losses. He got the one loss to Tank that he got knocked out. They couldn't cheat. And then Jackson Martinez outpointed him. They cheated him. Rosso had him beat, and Tony Weeks stopped the fight because Rolly was hitting air. Okay, so Rolly has 3 losses. Okay, now back to this. The referee, James Green, warned Duarte for hitting Ryan in the back instead of telling Ryan to stop turning his back on the man. You know? The kid had already started his punch a couple times. Ryan turning his back and landed on his back or in the back of his head. The man tried to stop his punch in midair. He could pull something, injure himself. So I kept wondering about why the referee didn't tell Ryan to stop turning his back instead of warning Duarte to stop hitting him in the back. That was crazy. Yeah. And by the referee doing that, he was handicapping Duarte and giving Ryan a huge edge. You know? Because if Duarte couldn't land his punches to Ryan's head or body without being warned by the referee, he was handcuffed. And his offense was neutralized. It was very surprising that the referee allowed Ryan to do this. He's the A side. Referee probably told him before the fight, do whatever you can to help Ryan. We got some big money fights planned for him. What's up, Just Do Boxing? Good to see you, bro. Just a little boxing talk. It's all good. Always a pleasure to see you. And don't forget, it's 4 o'clock, everybody. Let's Do Boxing is on. I'm just the warm-up act, that's all. I was just talking about how that referee kept warning Duarte to stop hitting Ryan in the back, but Ryan kept turning his back on him. Where was he supposed to hit him? And so that really put Duarte at a disadvantage, okay? Because it kind of like neutralized his offense. But they always, you know, giving the ace, trying some kind of way to make sure the ace side wins, okay? Because who do they make more money off? Ryan against Roley or Duarte against Roley? See where I'm going? But that's boxing. We love it. But old Waterhead said, Tim Bradley said, Ryan Garcia turns his back like a scaredy cat. One thing I did see through the course of the fight was Ryan turning his back at Tim Bradley. I wouldn't call it a shoulder roll. It was more of a back turn, exactly. Man, I'm getting scared. I keep agreeing with Tim Bradley. Wow. When you have someone back turning like that, I did that in my first sparring session. This is Waterhead talking. Tim Bradley. I turned my back on my opponent because I was green. I had no clue on how to fight on it. I had no clue on how to fight on the inside, said Tim Bradley. That was during his first sparring session. Ryan is up in the 27 fights and still turning his back in fights. That's ridiculous. That's ridiculous. He better fight Roley next. Other than that, then who does he fight after Roley? Some C-level person they're going to drag up there again. Mike Rhyme. Oh, battery low. Keep doing that. Mike Rhyme, what's happening? Yeah, retarded not to fight Earl. Yeah, that's why he don't like Earl, because he know Earl made him retire. Yeah. Tim Bradley was the first one to say that side of the street stuff. Now, we had promotional companies, different promotional companies and everything, but he was the first one to use that term, side of the street. Yeah. What's this thing talking about? I got the plug-in low power source. What does that mean? Low power source. Okay. Got the plug-in. Yeah, Tim Bradley started that nonsense. What's up, Gregory Pratt? Good to see you. Yeah, sides of the street. And then retired. Because of Earl. Oh. Excuse me for 1 second. Something ain't right. Houston, we have a problem. Okay, I think I got it, Houston. Yeah, what's up, Mike Ryan? What's going on? Okay, Remo says boxing going to be marketed to casuals with this new Prime deal. Entertainment is going to be a factor when it comes to matchmaking, of course. Yeah. Exactly, Remo. So how could they let Duarte win? You gotta have King Rye in there with his 10 billion social media followers, you know, movie star looks against Roley, big mouth. They're gonna promote the hell out of that. They couldn't promote Roley and Duarte. Come on. Yeah. You know, it's all about their green. That's why they got 17 weight classes and 81 champions. And you know the WBA just started a new weight class, I think, called Super Cruiserweight or something. More belts, more sanctioning fees. But more belts, more champions, more sanctioning fees. They don't even try to hide it. Super Cruiserweight. Okay, Cruiserweight was 175 to 200, I believe. So now they're going to move heavyweight up further, and Super Cruiserweight is 200 to whatever they start heavyweight at. Like probably 220, 230, something. I don't know. Boxing is a trip, but we love it. We love it. Let's see what I saw something about Bosie Anderson here. I want to see what that's talking about. I like Bosie. Anytime he says something in the news, I like to check him out. John Ryder don't know what he's talking. John Ryder says David Benavidez loses weight draining to 168. Canelo Alvarez beats him. Ryder just saying that because Canelo beat him. Let me see if I can find this article on Bosie. See if we got something, information on Boots coming up. Terrence Crawford, nah. Jay read that this morning. There it is. Okay. Oh, he's talking about Devin and Bosie Anderson says Devin Haney will have to fight Regis Progreso. Yeah, we'll have to fight him. Let's see what it says. Let's see if there's anything about his son Boots in here. Ant McQueen in the building. Let's go over the news a little bit, Ant. Ant McQueen. What's the difference between a gatekeeper and a journeyman? Is there a difference? What's the difference between a journeyman and a gatekeeper? Okay. Remo and I were talking about that yesterday. Difference between a journeyman and a gatekeeper. Is it the same thing? Or is it a difference? Remo had a pretty good explanation yesterday, but I want to see what yours is. You driving, honey? No. Okay. All right. It's kind of cool out there, ain't it? Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I did a little while ago. It's kind of cool. It was kind of cool to me. Bosie Anderson says Devin Haney will have to fight Regis on Saturday. Yeah, true statement. I want to see if any information about Boots is in here. Trainer Bosie Anderson says Devin Haney must take risks and come to fight WBC light welterweight champion Regis Prograis this Saturday night. Women have a chance of winning their clash on December 9th. That's interesting. So Bosie is saying Devin's not going to be able to stay outside and box and run and grab. He's going to have to come to fight. Oh, my goodness. That's interesting coming from Bosie. Slight difference then? Okay. Slight difference. Okay. Bosie feels that Haney won't be able to move around the ring for 12 rounds, trying to elude Regis because he'll eventually wear down and get trapped by Regis. Okay. Don't work too hard. Okay. Oh, that smells good. What was that? Okay. Okay, I was talking to my wife. We're smelling good. She's going to work. Okay, let's see, what does this say? Bosie doesn't think Devin is going to be able to move around and elude Regis for 12 rounds. He says Devin will eventually wear down and Regis will trap him. Oh, man. That's interesting. A lot is riding on this fight for both fighters in terms of big money options that will be available for the winner. So you can expect both to be fighting tooth and nail until the bitter end. True. That's true. Okay. So Bozy thinks that we're just gonna catch up to Devin. Very interesting. And we're only a couple days away. 2 days into fight week. Excuse me for a moment. I don't know. I think we just can afford to wait for Devin to wear down. Devin going to be piling up those rounds. He got to get on them early. Like Remo was saying yesterday. Rough him up. Get some warnings from the referee. You know? That's what I think. But hey, I guess most people would listen to what Bozy is saying over what I'm saying. I would. What did that message say? Okay. See you, honey. Don't work too hard. Okay, excuse me. Yeah. These are the potential options for Haney versus Prograis winner. Ryan Garcia, Teofimo Lopez, Subriel Matias, Gervonta Davis, the face of boxing, Shakur Stevenson, Keith Thurman. Not for Regis. And Bozy believes that Regis is planning on going for a knockout. Believes that gives him his best chance of winning. Regis undoubtedly saw what happened to Devin's last opponent, Vasyl Lomachenko, who made the mistake of trying to win a decision in his adopted hometown of Las Vegas and paid a heavy price when he lost a controversial decision. They say those tickets are doing pretty good too. But Regis has the luxury of learning about what happened to Loma, so he's going to be looking to take Haney's head off. He's not going to be able to outbox the champion, even if the scoring is done logically, without the strange scores that we witnessed with the Haney-Lomachenko fight. Bozy said he told Shakur a long time ago, you have to take more risks if you want to be great. See, I think Haney will take risks against Prograis. When you fight a guy like Regis, you're going to have to fight. Unlike Shakur, Haney takes risks in his fights with his offense and is willing to mix it up with his opponents, no matter how dangerous his opponents are. You can expect Devin to be willing to get in the trenches with Regis and beat him at his own game on Saturday night. I don't know, at times, right. Yeah. But Devin knows his limitations and won't elect to fight Prograis in a phone booth. Oh, hell no. Devin ain't crazy. He ain't going near that phone booth. No, he might, but he's at times. Like Bosie said, at times. Because Regis hits too hard for Devin to stand directly in front of him for 3 minutes of any round. Yeah, everybody knows that. But he'll pick his moments to exchange power shots. I don't see nothing about Boots, though. What about Boots, Bosie? We know about Devin and Regis. It will be bad for Devin if he gasses out to the point where he's forced to stand and fight Regis by the midpoint of the contest. No, I don't think so. I don't think Devin gonna gas. No. Let's see what else is happening. Nothing about Boots. John Porter expects Canelo to fight Jamal on Cinco de Mayo. What makes him say that? Oh no. It's not going to be Benavidez though, no. Showtime, Sean Porter predicts that Canelo Alvarez will fight Jamal Charlo. Not Jamie McGeer or David Benavidez. As most fans hoped it would be Benavidez. Porter feels that Bud Crawford has a chance to fight Canelo as well. But that would probably be in September after the Mexican star faces Jamal in next May. Now, I don't want to see Canelo bring Crawford way up there. Come on, man. You got to fight somebody from 168. Jamal has not even fought at 168 before. 2 out of his last 3 fights have been against people making their debut at 168. Triple G and Jamel. Come on, man. Stop it, Canelo. What about the guys at 168? Don't they get a chance to be champion? I'm not saying they'll beat Canelo, but at least give them a chance to fight for the belts, man. Come on now. Enough is enough. I got 21 likes yesterday, tied my record. 1 more would have broke it, but it's okay. I'm going to break it. But that was nice. 21. Now it says, Jamie McGeer's fight against John Ryder in January essentially removes him from the possibility of being one of the 3 fights. Okay. Because it won't be enough time for him to jump back into training camp to face the Mexican star in May. But he could be the 3rd fight. That'll probably be Benavidez. Big Tim Layton, JBT. What's up, Tim? How you doing? Tim Layton, JBT, Just Boxing Talk. Just a group of people that love to talk boxing and always looking for people to join us. And you don't have to have a channel, podcast, anything like that. But there's one requirement. The only requirement is you have to just love talking boxing. That's it. That's boxing talk. That's what we're doing now. Just talking boxing. Salute to Tim Layton. Yeah, Munguia could be the 3rd fight. Now, Porter feels that Jamal's recent victory over Jose Benavidez last month on November 25th earned him the fight against Canelo. No, I think Jamal needs to get another fight. Now, Remo came up with a great scenario. Jamal and Caleb Plant early next year, right? February. He just fought in what? November, January. He might make it. I don't know. But fight Caleb Plant next, and the winner gets Canelo. Either Jamal gets Canelo on Cinco de Mayo, or Canelo Caleb Plant too. You know. But Jamal definitely needs a step up from Jose Benavidez, and then fight Canelo. You know. Next. Yeah. The great hardcore Remo came up with that yesterday, and I agree with it. Yeah. Yeah. That's a very good scenario. Everybody coming in late today, but it's better late than never. 6 more likes for the record. Okay? 6 more likes for the record. I'm getting 2 from J Hardcore later, 18. 4 more likes for the record. Okay? What's going on, Tim Layton? Yeah, we're into the Devin Haney Regis Prograis fight week. I got Regis. I'm going to make my prediction now. I got Regis Prograis by 9th round stoppage. Okay? What did anybody think of that? Regis Prograis by 9th round stoppage. I remember Jorge Linares catching Devin Haney and having him walking sideways in their fight. But it just happened to be, I think it was less than 10 seconds in the round. Devin survived it. If he would have caught Devin like that with about 40 seconds in the round, he stops him. Okay. Now, B3 said Devin survived the next couple rounds by holding on. But remember, he had time to go sit on that stool to recover. Without that break, if Linares gets him that punch with 40 seconds left, without that break, he stops Devin. So I got Regis by 9th round stoppage. Okay? And Sunday in the Crow Show, everybody remember that. Cass Sports said Regis by 9th round stoppage. And if you lose it, I'm not coming to the Crow Show. No, I'll be there. I'm not like that. Sean Porter. Okay. You got a pretty nice schedule for the fights next year so far. We got the big one in February. Tyson Fury and Usyk for the heavyweight undisputed. It'd be nice to have a heavy undisputed heavyweight champion. And Showtime Boxing ends December 16th. You pull up a Regis too, Tim? Yeah. But what do you think, Tim? You think Regis gonna do it? What's your prediction? Or you're not ready yet? I'm thinking he's gonna win. Showtime Boxing ends December 16th. Amanda Serrano vacated her WBC title. Wow. Why did you do that, Amanda? Ooh. 59-year-old. Wow. This is the 59-year-old makes his boxing debut. English guy. 59 years old, welterweight. But you got to subscribe to read it. They make the headline and get you interested, then they try to make you subscribe. Oh, you say 11th round, Tim? Okay. Yeah, I got 9th. But I got the stoppage. I definitely got him stopping Devin. Okay. And then we got I think Andy Cruz. Was he on that card? Somebody said he found another opponent. Yeah. And Eddie says the event is almost sold out. Oh, let's take a look at this fight anyway. Okay. Saturday, December 9th. What is it? Regis Prograis versus Devin Haney. WBC Junior Welterweight Championship. Devin Haney and Regis Prograis will headline the boxing card, okay? The Chase Center, San Francisco, California. This is Regis' second title defense. First one, he defeated Danielito Cerrillo. Rougarou. Regis is 29-1, 24 knockouts. He became a two-time champion after he knocked out Jose Cepeda in his 11th round. First time he became champion, he lost his belt to Josh Taylor. Haney comes in at 30 wins, no losses. Half of his wins have been knockouts, 15. This will be his second. He's looking to become a two-division champion, Devin is. He became undisputed at 135, beating George Kambosos in Australia twice. Then he successfully defended that undisputed against Vasyl Lomachenko. Tim Layton says, I don't think Devin can hurt Regis. He will eat one to get off his bombs. Yeah. Good point, Tim. Yeah. Regis is going to catch him in the 9th round. Devin is 25 years old, trying to make history in front of his home crowd. Devin says, it's been a dream for me to fight in my hometown. I'm excited for the opportunity to become a two-division world champion in the city where it all started. Okay. The power in the building is going to be electric. I haven't fought at home since I was an amateur, so I'm looking forward for my hometown to show up and show out. You got to be the one to show out. They can show up, but you got to be the one to show out, Devin. Who's the favorite in this fight? Now, Ryan Garcia believes that Haney will come out on top and take the belt from Regis. Although Garcia believes it will be by a decision. Okay. The bookmakers also feel that Devin is the favorite. Okay. So Devin Haney is the favorite to win this fight. I got Regis. Tim Layton has Regis in the 11th round. I got him in the 9th. Excuse me for one moment again. Take a drink. Getting close to 4 o'clock and just do boxing. I appreciate everybody showing up for me again. The usual suspects. Nobody wanted to come up and chop it up with me. But also, isn't that ESPN card this weekend, Robisi? Let me check real quick. I think it is. Yeah. Let's look at that real quick. Yeah, that's just the big ES Top Rank card. Got a lot of their young stars this Saturday. Okay, the headliner will be Robeisy Ramirez going up against Rafael Espinoza for Robeisie's WBO featherweight strap. What's that, 126? Yeah. 12 rounds. Robeisy Ramirez WBO featherweight strap. Also on the card, it's loaded with top ranks. A lot of their young fighters, and they are loaded with young fighters. There's Bruce Gas, boxing, jazz, and more. Good to see you. Yeah, I know it's cold out there, Bruce. You up north somewhere? Colder. It's freezing. It's cold down here in Maryland, so I can imagine up there. It don't snow up there, is it, Bruce? But it's always great to see Bruce Gas, boxing, jazz, and more in the building. Because he's always in the building. Bruce Gas says, been listening, bro, working outside, and it's cold. Oh, yeah, I knew you were somewhere around somewhere, Bruce. 3 away from the record, ladies and gentlemen. The record is 21. Trying to get to 22. 3 away. But I'm consistently getting up around 20. And like my friend Jay Harpcourt says, upward mobility. And I'm definitely getting upward mobility. I appreciate everybody. Got my regulars. And it must be some, oh man, what is it? Borgers? Yeah. Warriors out there watching. Because I'm approaching 20 likes. It's a beautiful thing. Now, where was it? I was looking at this Top Rank card. I forgot all about that. Everybody focused on Regis and Devin, but the big Top Rank card is this weekend also. Robeisy. Then Xander Zayas on the card. He's going up against Jorge Fortea. Then it's this weekend, right, Tim? The Robeisy card. Yeah, it is December 9th. Yeah. And that's coming from Pembroke Pines, Florida. Will be shown live on ESPN, ESPN Plus. Okay. 9 p.m. Ooh, it's going to be on around the same time. Man. So we'll have to go with 2 TVs, one on this one on the zone one. But then the Zayas facing Jorge Fortea. That's 10 rounds in the junior middleweight division. Then the Zayas stepping up to 10 rounds. Yeah, Tim, it is the 9th. Thank you for that information, bro. Bruce Carrington on the card against Jason Sanchez, 10 round featherweight division. All these youngsters stepping up to 10 rounds for Top Rank. Rohan Palenko going up against Keith Hunter. 8 rounds, junior welterweight. Tiger Johnson on the card. Going up against Jamir Espinosa, 8 rounds, Junior welterweight. Tiger Johnson, former Olympian. I had completely forgot about that card, man. Ooh. Saturday is going to be loaded. I tell you, man, this year. And then next Saturday, well, wait a minute. Before next Saturday, Friday, it's the big women's fight. Franchon Cruz and Shadeja Green for the WBC Women's Super Middleweight fight title. And then next Saturday, it's the unification. Jesse Bam against Sonny Edwards. Jesse Bam Rodriguez against Sonny Edwards. I'm picking Jesse in that one. I love to watch him fight, man. That's a bad boy there. I don't think Sonny gonna be able to keep up with Jesse. But everybody's got a chance. That's why we watch the fights, man. This weekend is loaded, and the rest of this, woo. And then the next week, of course, you know what it is. It's a big one over there in Saudi Arabia. Then we close out the year with the monster. The monster and at junior featherweight for undisputed against I don't know, Tapalis at undisputed 122. The monster is going for his second undisputed title in the second weight class. There's only 3 people that's ever done it in the 4-belt era. You know, we got Bud Crawford, we got Clarissa Shields, we got Katie Taylor, and the monster will be going for it on December 26th. I think that's the last card of the, I don't know, that's on a Tuesday though, so 26th, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, 27th, 28th, 29th, 30th. So we probably got a card that Saturday on the 30th. I haven't seen anything. But yeah, the monster's going for it on December 26th, Tuesday morning in Japan. It'll be Tuesday morning here. But I found out, somebody told me that Tuesday is a big fight day in Japan. Like it's Saturday here, it's Tuesdays in Japan. That's why they always fight on Saturdays. Okay. Yeah, so this year is going out in style, man. And I'm getting ready to go out of here in style because it's 3:56. Just do boxing straight ahead. Appreciate everybody. Let me do the roll call like I do every day. Okay. We had Bruce Gass in the building, Tim Layton, Pound JBT, Ant McQueen, Mike Rhyme, Just Do Boxing, GP, Rick McCrack, Uncle Shay, Remo, Al Booger, and Mike Basic. Appreciate everybody coming in. Continually support my little small channel. But you know where I'm going, because you got to be small before you can be big, right? Cash Sports. See y'all. Oh, Tim Layton's son turns 15 on the 9th. Happy birthday to Tim Layton's son. Okay. That's this Saturday. All right. Is he a boxing fan, Tim? Because he got a lot of big fights on his birthday. Okay. But I'm gone. Everybody have a good day. See you over at Just Do. Peace.